Good morning, butterflies. I hope you've put on your favorite smile, ready to grab the day, put it in a headlock, and ask it who its father is. I've recently found something to smile about too, thanks for asking. A passion that was once lost, but I have now found. 30-year-old man still has fun the old-fashioned way. I've talked about this a little bit, but I'm going so hog wild on it I can't help but yap about it one more time. Also, I'm going to talk about a couple other things like editing, that kind of thing, which has apparently become a bit of a big topic after yesterday's upload. But let's start with that first part, passion. I am a man with so much love to give. The cup runneth over on my capacity for love that it like loops back around to being neutral. It's that powerful. And my first love was gaming. Gaming. An integral part of my life. In fact, the first time I ever saw a mons pubis on a woman was in the game Backyard Wrestling for the Xbox. They had like a little section for videos they filmed while partying at backyard wrestling events. And a woman was drinking like a Bud Light and then like moved her bikini down a little bit, and you could see like the beginnings of a mons pubis, and my mind was blown. Where would I be without gaming? Who knows? Shooting up heroin somewhere behind a Walmart next to the dumpster, most likely, would be my guess. Gaming has always been a core part of my soul. Like, my whole internet presence stemmed from gaming, Gears of War. And it's always been like the bread and butter content of my channel, but as I've gotten older, morphing more and more into just some geezer, I haven't been playing as many games. Like, yeah, of course I still stream every new game that comes out, like every big AAA title, but I haven't grinded games like I used to for Rainbow Six Siege or Apex Legends. I haven't played all of the wacky games that come out, like, you know, that no one's ever heard of like I used to, with all of these obscure titles and fucking really off-the-wall concepts. I've kind of stopped doing that. And about 2 weeks ago, it really started to dawn on me how much I missed it. So I started a whole channel just for it. And I think there's been a big misconception with this channel, the Moist Critical Gaming one. People just assumed it would be all edited stream VODs of games that I played on stream. But that's not the case. What I actually want the channel to be is a combination of course that, because I do still game on stream more so now than ever. But the big thing is, I've gone back to my roots. The old gameplay and commentary days where I would just play games off stream, record it, and post it because I wanted to play those games. So I've started doing that again too, and it has been such a breath of fresh air. So like on that channel right now, I have a Titanfall 2 video, Fly Night, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Max Payne 1, all these games that I wanted to just play on my own, and I recorded it to post on that channel, and it has been a joy. I feel like what must have happened without me even noticing is, as I was like a daily streamer for a while, which I do still stream almost every day, even though I consider myself more of a part-time streamer now, but as I was like grinding streaming for a while, gaming kind of just became like a chore almost, like something I felt I was expected to do as opposed to something I wanted to do. So it lost that spark for me. But setting the clock back, going back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass, it gets me excited again to game. Not only off stream, but even on stream. I know this all sounds like a tall glass of who gives a fuck, but I don't know. It feels like as you get older, some things that you used to love start to lose that charm. And that's a shitty feeling. And it happened, again, without me even really noticing, or even really giving a thought to it. And it wasn't until I, like, sat down and started paying attention to it that I realized how far away I drifted from, like, the old DNA of something that I used to love. And it's just been nice to find it again. Like I said, it makes the streams more fun, too. Like, I started streaming Indigo Prophecy last night. David Cage Super Stinker Classic. One of the most entertainingly bad games that was infamous back in the day. And now I'm playing through that. And I've never finished that game, I don't think. Which is another thing. Even though I would be playing games over the last 5 or so years, most of the time I wouldn't even finish them. Like, I became notorious for not, like, starting Yakuza games and not finishing them. Like a real fucking goofball. I don't like that. It's embarrassing. So, another thing I've been doing is any game that I have started, I am finishing. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that does include Death Stranding 2, which drops in 2 days, and I am not looking forward to it. A lot of Kojima fans just hit their keyboards real hard to say some mean stuff about my lack of palate, but I hate the gameplay loop of Death Stranding. I think it is the most mind-numbingly boring, tedious for the sake of tedium shit. I love the universe of Death Stranding, I love the writing, I love the characters, I love everything else about that game, except for the core gameplay loop of delivering packages while stumbling and pissing your pants. I hate that. I like the gunplay of it too. I also like some of the gameplay ideas of it, but since the core loop seems to be, again, that same shit from the first one of just fucking stumbling over pebbles while delivering heavy loads of packages, I am not excited. But I'm going to eat my vegetables, and I will finish that game too, goddammit. Anyway, I got off on a tangent there. But yeah, I found the passion again for gaming. That's the point of that. Next thing is editing. Last night I posted a Silent Hill 2006 review as part of this big undertaking I'm doing that'll probably take like 3 or 4 years to finish, where I'm watching every single video game adaptation ever made. Movies, that is. Every video game movie ever made. I started with Silent Hill 2006 and posted that review last night to kick off that series. And a lot of people with astute peepers may have noticed there was more editing than usual in that video. A lot of editing, in fact. It wasn't edited by me, it was edited by Chase. I've talked about this before, but I edit like 98% of my videos. Pretty much everything that's not IRL or a big project is edited by me in Sony Vegas, the GOAT of editing software. I use 2 things to edit: the cutting tool and the moving mouse tool to push them together, which isn't a tool, I just move it with my mouse. So I use 1 tool for editing, and it's just cutting. So that's the vast majority of my content, but the ones that are IRL or bigger projects I give to Aaron, Chase, or Edgar. And Chase edited that one, and I told him to just go hog wild with it. I told him to go absolutely ballistic with editing because I wanted it to be very over the top, very fun, very silly, and I think he absolutely crushed it in that department. And a lot of people were taken by surprise, the big time jump scare of seeing like zany edits in a video I've posted. Which, by the way, this isn't the first time either. I've posted plenty of videos here that do have quite a bit of editing. Now this probably has the most though. For sure. Now, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. There's no problem with that whatsoever. There's going to be different tastes. I hate cherries. Other people love cherries. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think that is totally fine. And it is very different. So I have no doubt that there's a lot of people that probably don't like that style all that much. And a lot of people had this idea that this was going to be every video going forward, this kind of editing style. Which blows my mind because I don't know how anyone gets that impression. Throughout the entire fucking 19 years or whatever that I've been on YouTube, this whole channel has been just a smorgasbord of a variety of different things. Like, so many different things that I don't know why anyone would think that one thing would now be everything going forward. Like, this one video is now going to be everything going forward in this style, when that has never once been the case for anything on this channel, ever. So I don't know why that became like a prevalent concern from a lot of people seeing the editing here and thinking that now everything's going to be edited. Holy shit, it's ruined. I don't get how that thought crossed so many noodles. I've always dropped like experimental shit on this channel all the time. Like, I don't know why this one was such like a problem or something to be worried about. Like, oh no, the enshittification has begun. There's editing now. All because one video had a lot of editing. So here's me putting those fears to bed. The content's not changing. Still going to be me slapping the vast majority of it together in Sony Vegas, an archaic program only archaeologists fucking remember. That's still going to be almost all of it. Same way it always has. But this series, I'm gonna tell you, I like it being very over the top. I think it makes it very, very different, and I want that for it. So maybe going forward there won't be as many like quick edits. I don't know. It's something that we'll tinker around and tweak with because like I said, this is going to be like 3 or 4 years worth of watching video game adaptations. There's like 150 of these bitches out there. And I'm doing all of them. The ones from the 90s, the Uwe Boll dog shit ones. Uwe Boll, I don't know how many of you remember this. He made like, I think it was like 5 awful video game movies way back in the day. And he used to challenge his harshest critics to boxing matches. Like, literally fight me if you didn't like the movie. So, like, I'm doing all of them. So it's going to be a lot here to find definitively the best video game adaptation movie. And it's fun. And it will be edited a lot. But that doesn't mean everything will be. So I just wanted to talk about that briefly. Oh, and I guess I'll also mention this. In the Silent Hill review, I kept calling Sean Bean's character Harry. And I thought I had explained why I did that, but I clearly didn't. It wasn't in the review. In the movie, Sean Bean's character is not Harry. He's Christopher. I called him Harry because in the movie he looks exactly like Harry from the Silent Hill game that it is adapting loosely. Christopher gets absolutely nothing of value to do in that movie, and I thought it was pretty clear that that character was supposed to be like a subtle nod to the audience that it's, modeled after Harry. And since Christopher is kind of useless, gets absolutely nothing of value to do on screen, he just goes on his own side quest and leads to nothing, I just stuck with calling him Harry, because at least people know Harry from the Silent Hill game, whereas Christopher is very forgettable in this movie. Though, there's a kind of a spoiler going ahead, in the second Silent Hill film, Christopher does do more of what Harry did in Silent Hill 3. So, like, it's pretty clear it's supposed to be Harry. Like, at least I thought. And so I just kept calling him Harry in that review. But I probably should have just called him by his actual character name because it ended up being very confusing for people that have actually seen the movie. Anyway, that's enough yapping. Just wanted to talk about these few things. That's really about it. So yeah.